Hello there, this is Dr. Ashish from Ashish Veda Fertility, and I am back with Wednesday topics, all to do with emotions of fertility journey, things that we feel, experience, um, things that hurt us, especially on fertility journey. And uh, most of you know me. My name is Dr. Ashish. I support women going through fertility issues who have had a journey much longer than they anticipated, at least over 2 years, or maybe longer, or they have complex issues and they need some help and support. I do that. I do that with bespoke natural therapies, herbs, NLP training, mindset training, and everything natural and holistic. So today's topic is about, do you feel that you're not living your life? You're not living, or your life is missing out when you are trying to get pregnant, when you are waiting to get pregnant. That things that you had imagined, they're not happening. You're just holding on everything uh, in anticipation of you getting pregnant. Now, all of this comes from the idea which we all have, most of us, most of women who wanted to get pregnant. Of course, there are those who choose not to get pregnant, which is totally okay. Um, but for those who had this idea of starting a family or having a certain number of children, one, two, three, however many, and they might feel whether you are going through primary infertility, as we call it, that you do not have any child yet, or that you have one kid, but after many number of years you're trying for another one and it's not happening, which is called secondary infertility. So it could be any of those scenarios. But the fact that you're trying for a child, you've been trying for a while and it is not happening, and you feel everything in your life is consumed by this idea of not having. I don't have kid yet, I'm not pregnant yet, I don't know when I'm going to get pregnant. It is just those thoughts and nothing else, and you feel that your life is just stuck. It's on hold, it's not moving anywhere. And um, it happens because we all, as I was mentioning, we all have this idea at certain age, I'll have one child or another one, or I will be settled by 35, 40, or I would have kids would be by this age. When I'm 35 years old, kids would be this age, and then we will go on a holiday together to Disneyland. It could be any of this. These are just trivial small examples that I'm giving, but we all have these ideas in our head. And I'm talking about particularly to do with your fertility journey. The ideas that you had, the things that you had planned on your timeline, but it is not happening according to that timeline. And now the life feels just revolving around this one issue of fertility journey. Now I have to, you have to do things to get pregnant. That is there, that you're trying to get pregnant, you're doing, whether you're going through natural path, natural conception with natural herbs, or that you're going through IVF, whatever path you are taking, you're doing activities for that. But while you are doing that, to be able to feel that you are living life also, you're not just feeling stuck by this idea of I'm not pregnant yet, I'm not pregnant yet. It just keeps ringing in your head. So all of this, and of course we know that we all have cultural, political ideas that we imbibe from the environment where we live in, from our families. I know culturally, for example, uh, I'm Indian, now British Indian. And I know that in India, if you are not pregnant within first 6 months of your married life, it's like alarm bells going on, and you are told you are late in getting pregnant. Women who are not pregnant by 26, 27 have already been trying for many years, and they're told you're really late in getting pregnant, which is not the case. So we all have these cultural notions as well of when you should be getting pregnant, how many kids you should have, and then that it is probably most likely women's fault because men still unfortunately do not get as much checked. where I just find that really mind-boggling, because for men, it's such a simple test to get the sperms tested, whereas women has to actually go through much longer test and then much longer treatments. But anyway, that's not the topic for today. This topic is, how you stop living your life. You almost feel as if even your breath is stuck, that you're not even able to breathe because you're so focused on this one thing. You're not able to live. You're not going on holiday, perhaps. You're not going away. You're not able to concentrate on your work. All of these things. So, what can we do about it? Yeah. So, I've spent 5 minutes describing all these things that you might be feeling. Do share with me as well. I love to hear. I do hear from my clients and patients, and people share these very, very, very intimate stories and their life stories with me, and very sensitive topic of fertility and fertility issues, because it opens up a huge, not one but multi layers of our personalities and lots of taboos, lots of things. So what can you do about it while you're going through fertility journey, while you're trying to get pregnant and it's not happening yet, you're struggling? What can you do to make sure that you feel that you're still living life, right? I think the first thing is to educate yourself about what other people are going through, what other women are going through, what are their stories. Perhaps you want to read the newspaper articles on fertility issues. Perhaps you want to read other couple stories. I know that Fertility UK has got wonderful network, and you can go on their website and read stories where what people have gone through. It does not take your pain away. It does not diminish your pain or your experience. It just gives you another perspective that, look, somebody had children after long journey of 5 years, or 5 cycles of 5 years, or long journey of natural conception, but it happened after many years of trying and doing number of tests and things. It just gives you another idea that what other people are going through. Yeah, it makes you more empathetic. It makes you more empathetic towards them and towards yourself, that you are not too harsh on yourself. You just started trying to get pregnant and you're not pregnant within 3 months and you're really bashing yourself up. Then it gives you another idea, right? So educate yourself, listen to other people's story, read other people's story, listen to blogs, perhaps where people are sharing their stories. It gives you another perspective. Uh, Another thing that you could do is to think about, the things that you can do while you don't have children. Because there are a lot of things that you then cannot do when you do have kids. When kids are very young, very small, you cannot travel certain places, or perhaps you cannot go to late night parties. Um, or maybe you want to do a house project, and you thought you will get pregnant and then do the house project. Perhaps you want to do the house project first while you're trying to get pregnant. It will also take your little bit your attention away. You get busy with another project, and it has to be a project um, which is your heartfelt project. It is not the usual work that you do, because that will be already in a routine, but something that you like to do and you focus on, even for short term. House project is one example, but it could be something else. But something that you look forward to, you're doing meanwhile on the side as well, while you're still going through fertility issues, while you're still trying to get pregnant. Yeah. So that's that you can do. Also, to work or help out in a charity, or to work and help out your friends. Many times what happens is, when you are not pregnant yet, and perhaps other friends are pregnant or they have children, you don't necessarily like meeting them. So maybe another circle of friends, or if you don't have another circle of friends, then perhaps actually going and helping out a charity in whichever capacity you can, or helping out local, not charity as such, with a big name in charity, but somewhere where you can help out other people. Helping other people again gives you another perspective. It just takes away uh, that hurt and that feeling that you're feeling, and sadness and emotions that you're feeling, by helping somebody to feel a little better about yes, you're doing something meaningful, and while still you are doing all that needs to be done for your fertility. Yeah, so you could do that. And also, lastly, I would say to be compassionate. Apologies, that's our dog. So, to be compassionate for yourself, okay? You're only human being, you're trying your best, you are doing whatever, if doctors are telling you, or if you come to a practitioner like myself, or I'm asking you to do, you're doing all of that. So be compassionate, and just sometimes a little bit of patience. I'm not saying that you're not patient, you already might have started your journey quite late, as compared to perhaps some other people. um, but in whatever you're doing, especially to do with women's hormones and women's fertility, it's a cyclical thing. It's a monthly thing. It takes a little while, so that is why do other things that I've mentioned on the side, so you don't feel you are missing out on this life. Yeah. And do those things now, which you probably couldn't do when you have the children. And then when you do have the children, do those activities when they are there. So just swap things around, yeah, to help yourself out and to also keep your mindset positive. Because when you're constantly feeling, oh, this hasn't happened yet, this, and you have this imaginary timeline in your head, then it adds on to the negative pressure and the pressure already of maybe the fertility journey. So, just a few tips, just what I feel about this, because I hear all these words, these sentences, these feelings, these emotions from my clients, and also when I read a lot of similar words. So, hence my perspective, how you can shift things for yourself so that you feel better yourself, you're not under stress, and you don't then suffer later on in life with PTSD or anything like that. So thank you for listening and watching, whoever did while I was live. Oh, this will be shared across the social media and also as a podcast. Do share all these videos or podcasts with somebody who's trying to conceive right now and really need some support. So do share them if you can. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.